Please count us down.
3, 2, 1.
We're here live at the Snake Pit. You haven't been on this particular podcast, have you?
Not yet. Thank y'all for having me.
You've done everything else, and now you're here on the Snake Pit, dude. What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much.
Culture Vulture.
Culture Vultures, Guard the Culture, whatever you want to call it.
Those are your two podcasts you have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't think I've gotten to ask you about Culture Vultures in depth. What was the idea behind all of this?
You know, it's crazy, man. So, like, I want to say it was... I think we've had this conversation before, to an extent, maybe off camera. So obviously, like around like pandemic time, you know, I would just get high and watch like YouTube videos. And at first I started with like nature, shit like that, right? I never really was like huge into podcasting, and then like somehow, I don't know, I think that's kind of how we all start. Somehow I just stumbled upon Joe Rogan, like in one of these clips. I think it was like, he had on some like scientist doctor who was explaining some conspiracy about Hitler, and obviously that intrigued me. So, you know, and then I like obviously found that a bunch of other like comedians that I like love, like Theo Vaughn, you know, Joey Diaz, all people that like are around in that kind of group, you know, have podcasts as well. And then I started working for, I guess, fast forward 2 years. You know, I wanted to do it at that time, but you know. Just is what it is. The people I had around me weren't really about it, you know, and I guess I was a little afraid to go.
Boy, do I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Let me just say that real quick.
Yeah, no, for sure. I can only imagine, bro. I was a little worried like going into it by myself. So, you know, after a while, you know, I think maybe 2 years, fast forward 2 years. Yeah, just about. I started working for a construction company. No free promo, but yeah. And I would just listen to a bunch of podcasts while I was working, and like I loved the art of it. And I was like, you know, I've always been like a people person. I've always felt like I've done good, you know, talking to people. Obviously, you know, and then everyone has that moment where they're like drinking with their friends, smoking with their friends, and then they're like, oh, you know, we should start a podcast. But you know, it's always been a dream of mine, and. This past year, I was just like, fuck it, I'm ready.
Y'all started this year?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I didn't know it was that recent.
Yeah.
Now, as a podcaster, when you listen to these podcasts, do you, like, either consciously or subconsciously take notes of kind of how they do it?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
What they say?
Most definitely. You know, it's definitely interesting just because, like, I feel like I've been trying to, for the longest time, find, like, this niche that I feel like I need to put myself in. And just lately, I've been, like, kind of pulling back off of that. Because, like, I feel like, you know, I can analyze other podcasters as much as I want, you know. Because at the end of the day, it is art. But, you know, I don't want to put myself in a box or feel like I have to ask certain questions, because that's where I feel like I fucked up in the beginning. Where, like, I was like, okay, I have to ask this specific question because it only relates to this specific niche. And I think, you know, that kind of, like, almost not really, like, made a script surrounding it. And
it kind of pigeonholes you.
Exactly.
That's, yeah.
Exactly. And I kind of want to, I guess, get away from that. And so I guess that's why I took a break from Culture Vultures, and I started Guard the Culture, which is, you know, we partnered with Fade Masters on 50th, and we were, you know, just my barber and then the guy who owns the shop. We were just like, wouldn't it be cool if we made like a podcast where we talked about all the shit that we normally talk about, but just like in a like a barbershop setting, you know, everything that you would talk about in a barbershop, you know, just going, you know, talking shit about whatever the fuck Kanye does and, you know, everything else. And we've been at it from there. You know, there's definitely more changes to come. There's definitely a lot that needs to be done, but that's where I'm at right now.
Hell yeah, dude. I thought about that too when I started. Like, do I want to... I think from the beginning, I've always tried to keep it as organic as possible. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have any scripted questions, but that gets fucking challenging, dude.
Oh, most definitely.
Especially when guests don't really like conversate. Like when it flows, that's why I like having you on, because it flows a lot easier. That's no disrespect to anybody.
No, yeah.
But I'm like, fuck, sometimes I'm like 30 minutes in and I'm like, oh, I don't know what else to ask these people.
No hate, and love to everyone that supports and everything. But I get you. I definitely have had people on where I'm just like, like, why did I do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who are some of the guests what do you look for in a guest?
So honestly, right now, or when we first started, you know, it was kind of just like I wanted it to just be like me and, you know, my friends talking about the shit that we like love. And but I felt even then like it was just getting like a little too scripted. And so I was like, I started to implement like little like guests here and there. You know, all I really cared about was like if they had some, you know, relevance within like pop culture, whether it was even if they just wanted to be an influencer, if they wanted to be a rapper, whatever it was. That's kind of where I went from there. And then of course, you know, you have the people that like, you know, you can tell if somebody has it or if they don't. You know what I mean? That's just my perspective on it. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm taking a break from Culture Vultures interviewing people because I want to perfect that before I jump back into that lane.
How many people are there involved on y'all's? Are you trying to like? Are you making this a business? Is this
Yes.
a brand?
Most definitely.
And how many people are included in this?
10, give or take.
10?
Uh-huh.
What the hell do all these people do? Like just different things?
Just different things. I mean, a lot of people help me, whether it's setting up, whether it's you know, editing, whether it's, you know, social media. You know, of course I have 2 different podcasts with 2 different sets of hosts. So it's, you know, give or take, you know, there's definitely the people that are more supportive than others, but you know.
Are y'all like collectively getting together and talking about these things?
Oh yeah. There's actually quite a bit of change as of today. There's going to be quite a bit of change happening. I definitely have people that are leaving, but and you know, no hate to anyone that's leaving or anything. It's just you know, there's.
Does it hurt your feelings? It hurt my feelings when I thought Bradley was going to leave.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
No, not necessarily. I love my friends.
That's just a personal. That was just a personal thing. Not a big deal. You know, I just thought I'd say
No,
that.
I get it. I definitely love my friends, but at the end of the day, this is a business. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about like what's going to get us to that next level. You know, and I've talked to y'all several times.
Have you ran into some problems with that, with the business and the friends, kind of?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think
whatever.
It's a slippery slope trying to remain like professional. Like when you have to have like that switch of like friend time and like work time and like taking shit seriously, you know. And like I work in a salon, so I work with my best friends, but we have to have that like line of like, no, we're talking numbers, we're talking work right now, or
Right.
hey, you need to be held accountable right now. And then the next thing is like chopping it up and joking, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's hard.
Oh, we're trying to find that line for sure. I mean, you know, as of right now, I'd say the 2 people that are, you know, the most involved are me and Javi, and the most people that are involved are me and Javi, and you know, we're getting to the point where like it's almost always business between us. Like it's never like, you know, and that's my best friend, and I feel like we're like, I don't really see him unless, you know, it's about how can we get this to the next place, you know, and I think that it definitely helps because at the end of the day we're still friends. It doesn't put a strain or anything on that. It's just you know, I would like that time to have like to fuck around with my friend, but at the end of the day, you know, we're both serious about it.
Pause, man. I'm just kidding.
No, go ahead.
No, I said pause. You know, no homo.
Okay.
Yeah, but that went over the head. Never mind. Sorry about that. But yeah, dude, it can get weird. I understand it can get weird with friends, and
Oh yeah.
when some people can't make it, or you know, people have a different idea. But you guys created it together.
Yes.
So that helps.
Yes.
That helps a lot.
Yes. So I started with me and my friend Ryan, who has been my roommate. Actually, you know, I've known this kid since I was like 5, but we came to college together. You know, he's doing his own thing now, but he definitely was a big part of like helping me set it up. You know, he was just there for, it wasn't never really his like thing that he wanted to do.
Is that the guy you know?
No, you know Kobe.
Oh, sorry.
Kobe.
My bad, dude.
No, Kobe's my roommate, and he's also a huge help in this. You know, he's barely getting to the point where like he's like fully invested, but I think he's like starting to realize like, okay, this is what I want to do, you know, which is good. At the end of the day, I can't complain. You know, there's people that are leaving and people that are coming, but you know, it's all about getting to that next level.
You're looking for an intern.
Yes, I am.
What are they gonna do?
I need somebody to edit. You know, editing's really not hard for me, but I really need somebody to do social media. That's the big thing for
So
me.
do I. People.
Shoot.
No, I'm just kidding.
We could share. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, dude, I don't know how attached you are to all that. That's kind of a hard thing for me to think about, letting somebody else do all this.
See, and I'm that way as like, you know, do I want to let somebody, and then am I going to be like over their shoulder, like, hey, I want it this way, hey, I want it that way. But honestly, I just really want to find somebody that I trust, somebody that like I think knows what they're doing and is like, you know, pretty, I guess, for lack of a better term, hip to like everything that's going on, you know, whether it's TikTok or Reddit or whatever the fuck I'm trying to do, you know.
Are you guys on Reddit?
No, I want to be.
So do I. I don't know. I don't know nothing about Reddit, but I know that's a lot of people on there.
Oh yeah.
Talking business or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't even check it out.
You know what's crazy is like it's like the number one place for like people to like promote their OnlyFans. It's wild.
I did not know that.
I believe that.
Do you get on Reddit?
For like spooky things.
There's like a big culture in there.
I mean,
like just
you
people
just
talk. Is it like
start going
a
down
message
things.
board kind of deal?
Kind of. It's like a forum kind of thing. So like what they'll do is they'll have like r/scary stories, and then like everybody gets in there and tells their scary story, and then like everybody else can comment under that. And
It's like just threads.
Yeah.
I think of it as like just like a more intricate Twitter.
So my idea, and I'll shoot out some free game right now. My idea is I want to say like, okay, like if I talk about Brett Favre this week, what I want to do is go to the post or take that clip of me talking about Brett Favre and then post that clip within, you know, like the NFL subreddit or the just because there definitely is a Brett Favre subreddit, and then have the link to my stuff too. So it's like, you know, you want to be able, but then again, you know, Reddit's picky about who they want to let in these subreddits. So
Yeah, that's what
You
I
know.
was wondering, if they have to like invite you in, kind of.
yeah, and sometimes you have to be like active in that community if you want to post in that community. It's weird.
You ever get on Reddit?
Never been on.
Yeah, man, I was wondering about
It's
that.
like the OG social media, right? It's been around.
It's been around for a long time.
Before Facebook and
Yeah, I didn't even. That is free game right there. That's a great idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered, because I understand there's, you know, you can do only what your fan base will allow you to do. I was wondering if like all these big people, do they just they're that big that somebody else does it for
So
them?
yeah, some of
You
them,
know what I mean?
more than half of them, yes,
Yeah,
that is what it is.
like,
Yeah.
if that just comes with the growth of everything.
Oh,
I
most
don't
definitely. Most definitely.
Because my friend was telling me about Lubbock subreddit, and I was like, when you see me on there, please let me know, because I don't.
Is there a Lubbock subreddit?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Shoot. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, and can you get on Reddit? Let's look at it. I don't even know what it looks like. Search Kanye West. Go check out our snakecast. I mean, you did
Yes,
where we
yes.
talked about fucking.
It was definitely a weird episode.
Did you think so?
Yeah, I think it like turned really quick.
Oh, I don't even remember what we talked about. Oh, it's this fucking boring shit. Posted.
I won my 14th championship tonight in Lubbock, Texas.
fucking-
Do you see Lubbock growing significantly in the next decade?
Oh, see, so then you like click on that one,
Go put my fucking.
and then that's like a whole like thread of people just talking about that question.
Of course, lack of water. Yeah. You're the environmental guy. Don't you study this
And then
shit?
there's like a upvoting system. So like the more upvotes it has, the more it'll go to the top. Kind of like
Yeah,
Yik
something
Yak.
to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
weird.
you're a student at Tech, right?
Yes.
How is that? Is that because you said you were going to try and snag some people from there, huh?
Yeah, I want to. At the end of the day, I want to grab some people that kind of have some, you know, are a little bit educated on this more like media than I am, you know, just to kind of be able to navigate there. I wanted to go to the media college. You know, I'm gonna rant real quick. I think the biggest thing is like, I don't think people should like go to college when they're like 18 and have to pick like what they want to do.
Hello, I am that cousin telling my younger cousins and clients like, don't do college. It's a scam. Don't do it until you're ready.
Yes.
College
school
was
for
the worst
business.
mistake of my fucking
Yes.
life.
Well, I don't know if it was the worst mistake for me because I definitely learned a lot. Not in terms of like school. I think I learned a lot about myself. Like for me personally, like I didn't figure out what it is that I wanted to do or even take it serious until I turned like 21. And then I was like so like in awe of like everything I could get from it. And I was like, there's no way any like sane 18-year-old has like the understanding. I don't care what background you come from, like of what you're like, what's given to you, like what's in front of you. Now, I know definitely college definitely is a scam, but I think it's all about what you use it for. Yeah.
I'm going for gender studies, of course, it's a fucking scam.
Yeah.
But it took me. I was a senior. I was graduating in December, and I started this in October of the year, like October, and I graduated. And like it didn't. I didn't hit. It was like, I swear it was like 25 when I was like, all right. I feel like an adult. I have a good mind. This is what I really want to do.
Yeah.
I think 7 years from 18 to 25, I was a fucking idiot.
That's what I'm
Still
saying.
a little bit.
I'm still figuring out what I want to do. Yeah.
Like now I'm like old enough to know like I don't need to be doing that because this is going to hinder this in the future.
Right.
Yeah, dude. But it's a good place to like network and meet
most
people.
definitely.
I
Most
do miss
definitely.
being on campus. That was fun.
Oh yeah, I always appreciated the time I had. I just don't think like I was like, and maybe I'm not. I shouldn't speak for everybody, but like for me personally, like I don't know. I don't think I was in the right headspace to like understand what was in front of me. If that makes sense.
When do you graduate?
So I'm gonna graduate this coming May.
And then are you going to stay here for a while?
Oh yeah, I think it's important to build here. There's no reason, and I was having this conversation with my roommate. There's like no reason why I need to move back and try and start as like a small fish in a big city again. I mean, there's definitely a lot that like can be done, but I still want to. I think it kind of gives me a space to grow out here, and make some connections, and then when the time's right, I'll move.
Where are you from? Dallas?
I'm from Dallas, yes.
In your eyes, what are some of the differences you've seen that Lubbock has that could help us in an advantage over like the Dallas culture?
That's the wrong person. I'm about to go in.
Yeah, be honest. I feel like that's the biggest contender in Texas. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Dallas culture is like.
Really?
I do. I feel like they kind of.
I hate San Antonio. I'll say that right now. I think San Antonio is dope. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people are gonna give me shit for that. I just think that it's just the same culture, like in and out. You
don't like Mexicans?
I love my people. You know what I mean? It's just like I know a lot of people from there, and they all have the same similar taste. They all have the same similar way of thinking. And Houston's dope. It's just like I think Dallas is really like the creative spot right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Dallas that much.
What about Austin? You like Austin?
Yeah, but nobody in Austin is from Austin.
That's true. It's like
all,
the new LA.
Yeah, it's like everybody goes there.
About Austin.
Oh, I love it, but it's like Dallas is Dallas people. Lubbock is Dallas people.
Hell yeah.
Houston's Houston people. San Antonio, Austin. Everybody goes to Austin.
Yeah.
Love Austin, but it is what it is.
So I see. It's funny that you said that because Javi keeps trying to get me to take this out there to Austin, but I'm like,
I eventually want to do that.
Oh yeah. That's the goal, right? But it's like right now, I think there's a lot that can be built within Lubbock and Dallas. But you asked about Lubbock. I just think that Lubbock has a lot of similar traits. Like I noticed. Have y'all ever been to or heard about Deep Ellum or been to Deep Ellum? It has a lot of similar traits, like downtown Lubbock. I see a lot of things, and then I see a lot of people that are like, it's funny. At work, I'm not gonna say where I work, but I see a lot of people come in that like are dressed nice or like dressed like not what you would normally like expect from somebody who per se lives in Lubbock, right? And then I'm like, okay, so there is people that like care about something outside of this town, and I think that's what Lubbock is missing. Like I think that I love the small town aspect. I just think that everybody here, and just from what I've noticed, might just be a little bit closed-minded in terms of, and when I say this, I mean like the older generation, because I've spoken to so many people, whether it's realtors, whether it's like local politicians, and they're all like, the problem is the older generation that doesn't want change, and I think that's the problem with Lubbock.
Yep, we gotta let them geezers die real quick.
I didn't say all that, but
about 10 years.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Lubbock's changing. Like that thing said, I think it's 10 years.
You think it's 10 years?
I think a decade.
I would love for it too, man, and I see it growing so much.
Except for Jen, we'll still be young. I think my headphones just went out. No, they didn't.
Good.
Hello? No, they didn't.
Look your headphones.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think 10 years from now,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna scoot up.
something happened. I can't hear right.
I hear you.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Fuck it, we'll
I
keep
was
going.
gonna say I can hear you for sure.
Alrighty, yeah, Lubbock. I gotta take these off. These are bothering me.
No, it's okay. Personally, like I said, it just feels like we're Lubbock.
Is that what?
I think so.
I forgot. I got sidetracked. My bad.
No, you're good. I think Lubbock's just like stuck in the same like era. I think it desperately needs change. And I told you last time we were like trying to open up a coffee shop out here.
That's right.
Yeah, and if things go well, I don't want to put any bad juju on myself, but if things go well, should be open in the Depot District. And I was speaking to the guy who owns most of it, and he was talking about how like he was pretty much saying the same shit. And he was just like, Lubbock has so much potential, and it kind of wastes it, if that makes sense. Like just based off of zoning, politics, policies, all that type of stuff.
All that shit's killing Lubbock.
I think so.
I'm trying not to creep into all that, but I think I need to.
I think it's intentional, though. I don't think it has anything to do with like, we can't fix downtown. You know what I mean? I think there's all a reason behind it, for sure.
I think they're building a new big ass fucking like park greenery over there downtown. I think that might change some shit.
I mean,
like somewhere where people can chill, like bigger cities have, I guess. I think they're building that. I think that was in the plans. I don't know if they went through. Trey Payne, come on, dude. I don't know. Yeah, dude. I that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to not waste the potential Lubbock has.
Yeah.
As it's been for so fucking long.
Yeah.
But we got to get a lot of people behind us to do this.
I told you, man. I want to build something, bro. Like, I mean, we'll talk about that off air. But like for real, I really want to build something great within Lubbock because I think it definitely needs it. I don't know.
Tell me about your coffee shop. What's going on there? Can you talk about it?
Right now, I can't. I do apologize, but just because.
But it's gonna happen.
Everything.
Or in
Yes,
the works.
Yes, it's in the works. Everything's pretty much in limbo right now. Everything's being held.
Can you say why you wanted to do that?
Yeah, so 100%. Not to throw any shade or anything, but I think that Lubbock's missing culture. I think it's there. I just think it's not prevalent. I've said this a million times. I think Lubbock needs change, and I don't think it welcomes it. So I'm.
And so, like, when you say culture, can you like explain that?
100%.
A little bit?
Yeah, 100%.
Kind of what I was gonna ask.
So I don't want to hate on.
No. It's not
Throw
that,
it. Hate. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Say what you can say, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, like when I got here, like I would look around and everything just seemed like the same. It didn't seem like people were like, and maybe just because I come from a big city, so I definitely see like everybody has like their own different personalities. There's like a million different like subgenres on subgenres of like fashion, but music that you're listening to. I could
Aesthetics, archetype, shit like that.
Exactly.
Because like what I was kind of gathering, cause I was just trying to hear you out a little bit. I really feel like Lubbock is barren land in the sense of we can have these like specialized coffee shops and clothing shops for like different brands, different aesthetics, different types of people. You know what I mean? And I feel like there are so many entrepreneurs here, that are so young and they are so like in their own niche. They could really brand out with that if they really.
Yeah, I think it's kind of two ways. I was going to ask you,
like a business mindset.
What are you doing? Because, like, are you going out to an experience? Because there is that here.
No, yes.
They have to do a better job.
Sorry, maybe I just worded it wrong.
So do we have, as the podcast, but they do too, to like put it out there like we're here. Because it is here. Shout out to Chris, season 3.
Yeah, 100%. And
I'm saying like more stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
No, you're good. What I was trying to say was like, and maybe I just articulated it wrong. I guess, when I'm like walking down the street in like downtown Dallas, I see like wild shit. Like, I'm just making up something like foot spa, with a goth aesthetic. I'm just making up something, right? But like, you don't have that here. It's just kind of like, like run of the mill kind of just like basic, either a vintage shop or it's like, you know, and love all my vintage people. I think that was a huge turning point for like when I was like, fuck yeah, it's here. You know, I just think that we need more of it. We need more people to come forward and do it. And I think that, like you said, just because of how vast like Lubbock is and the land right now, how it's set up, I think that we can build so much more here for people to feel comfortable, you know, being who they are. I just think that, like, you know, you have these entrepreneurs that are at like Lubbock Business School and they have dope ideas. Like I've had several conversations with several people that like have amazing ideas, and they all want to like get out to Dallas or like get out to Houston or get out to Austin, go to Chicago, go to LA, go to New York. And it's like,
that's the thing though. It's just like, I know, like going to Austin, for example, I had specific boutiques that were for alt goth fashion that I wanted to go to. And it's like I had to go to Austin to get that. I know I had to go to Phoenix, Arizona to find a goth coffee shop. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that in like my little looking ass aesthetic. You know what I mean?
No. But I love that about you. Like, I love the fact that you like, you know what you want, but
I know
you're
the city I
upset
have
that
to
it's
go
not
to.
here.
Yeah,
you know what
and
I
it's
mean?
like not upset, but that's kind of where like my mindset goes of like, we can totally do that here. You know, like maybe I can't, but like somebody that has the time and like the money to like do like a brick and mortar or to even like brand themselves like that. Like Lubbock is barren land in that sense. Like,
right.
It's like attainable here.
Right. And I don't want, that's what I was saying. I keep wanting to reiterate that I don't want to sound like I'm like hating on Lubbock or hating on the people here or anything like that. Like honestly, like I love Lubbock for what it is. And I want it to grow more, but not in the sense of like suburbia. Like I want it to be like its own city, you know, still have that I mean, obviously that's going to grow too, but like have that wow factor. Does that make sense?
Yep. It's going to take a while for that to happen.
Almost definitely.
You know.
I went to. I recently talked to a representative for the film commission, the Texas Film Commission here in Lubbock. She was telling me that it's kind of upsetting right now that no one's paying attention to Lubbock, because she was telling me that these filmmakers shot a documentary here, and that they were surprised how welcoming the people were in Lubbock and how helpful they were.
Yeah.
Because she was saying that when you try to do a film in Austin or Dallas, it's kind of over there. It's like you're on your own,
right?
Where there's no help, there's no community. Exactly. But here, at least for right now, there's community. Because I'm sure at those times there was a community, but it's gotten so big where it's kind of
gotten lost.
It's gotten lost. But like that used to be Austin. Austin's very Hollywood now.
Oh yeah.
Because like now, like Amazon Prime shows are being filmed there now. Netflix. Mm-hmm. So it's very Hollywood now. So I don't know if eventually that's going to reach Lubbock. It's just no one knows that it's here right now.
Right.
But there's branches of the Film Commission in Lubbock, Levelland, and Post. So if there's films that I mean, what I'm trying to say. So if films could get made here, you know, it'd be nice if eventually that comes here.
What was the documentary?
I have no idea.
One of my goofy ass friends was in a fucking Lubbock documentary.
No,
and he didn't tell nobody about it, and we were just watching it, and we were like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He was on there. I mean, that's
didn't
why I was
promote
like,
it or anything.
No,
I feel like I've heard you talk about that before.
Brady, yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, every time it'd be nice if they do find out we're here, because most films that are set in West Texas, they're filmed in
New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah.
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 That's why we need you guys to promote our shit, please.
Oh yeah. I remember there was like one movie I watched. I think it was called like Hell or High Water.
Yeah,
and I think they like go through like Post and like other towns, and I don't know who I said that to, and they're like, oh, it wasn't even filmed around here.
Yeah, Bradley burst out our bubble and told us that.
It was me.
Okay.
Because it was at the bank in Post, but it wasn't.
Yeah, because in the movie.
Have you seen that movie?
No, but I know what he broke my heart telling me this.
Well, in the movie, they're robbing banks. So they go on their way to a bank in Coleman, Texas, which is like the halfway mark from here to Austin. and then they go, oh wait, the cops are waiting for us in Coleman. Let's go back and trick them, and let's go to Post. So in the movie, they go from Coleman and go all the way back to Post, and it's like I don't know if they did their research in seeing how long that drive is, but that's a long ass way from Coleman to Post.
How long would that drive be?
Probably
3 or
like
4 hours.
4
almost.
hours.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fucking idiots.
100%.
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
good movie.
You saw it? You liked it?
My mom and dad watched it with
They
me.
mentioned Lubbock in there.
Yeah.
We're starting to get recognized, people.
Yeah.
I think.
There was another movie too that was filmed in Lubbock. No,
There's been
it's like a box office movie too.
Yeah, there was one big film that Steve Martin did in Plainview. That was back in the 90s. But Lubbock always gets mentioned in film.
Well, I heard
like
there was a recent
Tarantino
one.
and Django Unchained, Lubbock was mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a King of the Hill episode where Peggy
She
secretly
shops,
drives all the way to Lubbock, Texas to a shoemaker.
Oh, really?
Because
Uh-huh.
they make big boots, right?
Yeah, I guess she's
Yeah.
got big feet. And like Lubbock is the only place she can get shoes made. And she like secretly sneaks away, goes to Lubbock, gets these shoes made, and she like burns all the evidence that she even went to Lubbock, Texas.
Hilarious.
So your idea of this coffee shop is gonna be something different
Yes.
that you were just talking about. Stuff
Yes.
like that.
I hope so. Or yeah, I mean that's the plan. I don't really want to. If we're being honest, I don't want to. I want it to be a surprise.
Fuck. Damn it. Do you have an estimated time when it's gonna be ready?
Do you have a goal of time?
My goal is by hopefully up and running by May.
That's gonna be fun, dude. I'm
I
excited.
hope so.
Yeah, so do I. Dude.
It sounds like work to me. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
This is all work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's gonna be like a brick and mortar store.
Yes.
Ooh, shit.
Yes.
Sean, dude, this is great news. I like hearing this shit.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll tell you a little bit. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to have like a coffee shop / boutique, but I want everything in the boutique to be like shit that I actually, because I love fashion. You can't tell right now. I got off of work, but you know, I want it to be like everything specifically like picked out and I guess put together by me and my roommate, which is Kobe, and you know Kobe. Yeah. And then I want to keep it open late, and I want to have like basically like tea nights, like essentially. So like, you know, we stay open late, but have those hours to like, you know, give people a place to come where, you know, there's just like good vibes, chill music, and it's just like tea. So if college kids are, you know, have insomnia, whether they, you know, don't have, I guess, a place within their house that they can, you know, kind of chill out, relax. I want that to be the place. And I think that, you know, in terms of like everything going on in Lubbock within culture, like I want it to be kind of a place that houses that. Like I want it to, you know, represent like everyone that's working on anything. I want it to be a place where creatives come together and collab.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Almost
I
like
hope this happens.
a coffee shop, but like bar and club hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
God, I hope this happens. I don't even drink coffee, and I'm gonna
Honestly,
be there.
that's the best because that's literally a hookah bar without the hookah. Thank God.
Right.
That's what I was thinking, dude. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Now you said it. You're a fashion man.
Yes.
Can you kind of? What about it intrigues you? What do you like? What do you? When you stepping out the door every day, are you making sure you're looking good every fucking time?
Oh my God. I wish. Recently, you know, I've just been. It's cold. It's cold.
Do you have Balenciaga? You do, don't you?
Somehow
You do.
I knew you were going to ask that.
You do, don't you? Well, I
Somehow-
figured you did. To be completely honest,
Somehow I knew you were going to ask that.
What's that?
did you burn it?
Balenciaga.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest,
The
with you,
pedos that own that shit.
It's a major fashion house that is literally canceled right now.
They should be.
And I feel
Yeah.
bad because like I said, I'm a podcast host too. So and I feel like sometimes like I shoot the question back. I don't want to take over your podcast or anything.
Do it.
Do you want to talk about Balenciaga?
I'll talk about whatever the fuck you want. Well, first, let's talk about the fashion, then we'll talk about
Okay. Sounds
Balenciaga.
good. Sounds good.
But first, before that, would you be offended if I called you a hype beast?
No.
You're my hype beast friend. That's why I figured you were wearing.
That's fair.
You had Balenciaga.
That's fair.
I didn't know if you were.
What is a hype beast?
Can you explain
Can you
what?
what is that?
So I
always
wouldn't
heard the
necessarily consider myself a hype beast. I see hype beasts as like they just buy whatever the most popular thing is at the moment. So whether it's like, you see those kids that are like decked out in Supreme, that's kind of like what a hype beast represents.
Okay.
Kind of got derogatory for a little bit,
Yeah.
but I like you, and I didn't mean it in a
No,
disrespectful way.
it's all good. It's all good.
So that's why I'm asking you. You at least answer that question. Do you own a piece of Balenciaga?
No comment.
All right. Yeah. So what got you into this? Like, why? What,
Honestly?
for me, whenever that kind of was a thing, it was A$AP Rocky. Like when they kind of
my
put me on to
God.
like, okay.
Yes, so much. And it's funny that you mentioned that. It was actually music that got me into fashion. So I've always liked like, high-end fashion, but I've never been able to like obviously afford it. So now that I'm like alone and I have the time to sit there and go through pieces and collect, in my free time, all I do, I don't know how y'all's TikToks look, but mine is just nothing but like silhouettes, different pieces from different, lines. My big thing right now that I'm like really into, and it's kind of a hype beast thing to be into, but it's like all like archive fashion, which is like, they'll take like, Gucci did a runway from 1993, and so like there's like certain pieces that they're like that mean a lot to certain people, and that's kind of the things I'm into right now. I'm more about like silhouettes. Like I care about how things like look on you versus like if they just look good. So like this piece can look good, but I'm not gonna put it on my body unless I look good wearing the piece. It's all about like proportions and those type of things for me. I think for 100%, just to answer your question, I'm sorry, I always get on a different tangent. It was definitely music. I started, obviously, A$AP Rocky was huge, man. I want to say it was like, 2012? He was talking about Rick Owens and Pyrex and all these different brands that nobody even really cared about, especially like...
Supreme?
Yeah. I mean, Supreme...
That's when I noticed it get big.
Yeah, 100%. But and that's the craziest part is like that hype beast. It got kind of derogatory because of the fact that like, Supreme has 100% been like this. Like, you know what? We'll take Supreme out of this. We'll go like Thrasher. Have you ever seen kids wear the Thrasher shirt? Mm-hmm. Like it really meant something. Like when it first came out, it was like even the CEOs like we only want people that are like willing to like break their neck skateboarding. Like to wear our shit. Like we want the grungiest people that like will fuck their bodies up just to show that they can do this to wear our shit. And then you get like Justin Bieber walking out wearing a Thrasher shirt, so then it becomes like this own thing. And then it's and then you get like everybody and their mom has a Thrasher shirt.
I've seen a picture of James Hetfield in the 80s wearing Thrasher. I didn't know they've been around that long.
Yeah
They've been around a super long time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, that's where I kind of like, because I used to like that shit, and I kind of switched up, but I struggle with that because I'm like, I'm a grown man. I'm not going to worry about what another grown man's wearing. Mm-hmm. But I'm with you. I'm like, kind of like, it's kind of the same with band tees. Like, whatever the fuck you want. But do you really fucking listen to the fucking band? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's how I feel,
Yeah,
come on, man.
I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it for sure.
Yeah.
I love Grateful Dead tees. And I will never, I'll tell you this right now, I probably won't ever like put on Grateful Dead. Like if I'm tripping, great. But if I'm like just walking throughout my day, no, I'm okay.
Sounds like the band's practicing.
Yeah.
On the record.
Oh yeah, exactly. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you did.
You listen to it?
Not really. Jerry Garcia is a good guitar player, but other than that, no. John Mayer is in the new Grateful Dead, Dead and Co. But I think they're retiring as a band, like fully now. Yeah,
I want to say they haven't done a tour in a while.
Yeah.
Because I was upset. I saw they went on tour like 2012, and I was like, if only I could go to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell, that's where the FBI would hang out.
Yeah.
Grateful Dead concerts, because that's where you'll find acid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they arrest a bunch of people.
Oh yeah.
There's people that are still in jail from like the 70s and 80s because they were selling acid back then.
Yeah. So when you talk about Brittany Griner, well,
It's still
think
like
about
a
that
minimum
shit.
7-year offense, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I really don't know how it was back then.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Decriminalized some places. I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck it is.
Saw like Colorado just decriminalized marijuana. I mean, I'm sorry, psilocybin.
Mushrooms.
Yes,
Yeah.
psilocybin.
What kind of jeans do you wear?
It just depends.
What's a good pair of jeans?
Honestly, and I'll say this, and a lot of people are going to give me shit because they want to hear Amiri or Subi, but
Subi, I forgot about them.
Yeah.
I wanted those for a long time.
oh yeah, I still want a pair of Subis. Honestly, I forever will love Wrangler. A lot of people.
There you go, man.
That's a controversial take, but it is definitely. A lot of people are like Levi's too. But
Levi 512s. That's all I wear.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They're the perfect fit for me.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I love me some Wranglers. It just sucks that they're expensive now.
Yeah.
That's why I fuck with Dickies a lot, but it's only a matter of time before it hits them.
Oh yeah.
I thought they already did get
You see that
extended.
trend?
I mean, you could still get pairs for $20, but pretty soon it'll probably be where it reaches 50.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to put me on a good pair of jeans, but it's the Wranglers.
Yeah, it is.
You wear cowboy
100%.
boots?
No comment.
You wear Saint Laurent boots? What are you,
I would
wearing?
like
What are you
to.
wearing, man? What are you looking into these days? Tell me.
I'm a big Rick Owens fan. I know that is a high beast thing to say right now, especially. I'm sure you see it a lot. It's a huge thing within like the alt goth community is like Rick Owens this, Rick Owens that.
He's a cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
I follow #Brenda. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got like a very curated collection of only black clothing or only white clothing. And that is all she wears. But she pulls a lot of Rick Owens and a lot of Margiela.
Are you talking about like you got to ask me like specific? Is it shoes? Is it
I don't know. What do you like to wear? I'm just trying to get an idea.
on a day-to-day basis? I'll probably put on a pair of. Platform Doc Martens. Probably just wear chinos. I love chinos. That's like my thing right now. And then probably just a Harley tee or a NASCAR tee. That's literally my style right now.
Oh shit!
Did you say Dog Martin?
Doc Marten.
Doc Martin. I've never even heard that.
Clip that.
I've never
please.
even heard these
Look at
brands
the dogs.
before.
Dog Martin.
Doc Marten.
Look at that chihuahua in the corner.
You've seen Doc Marten.
Doc Martin. Yeah,
Yeah, there
buddy.
you go.
I've never even heard of these brands.
I'll probably wear a platform boot.
Jen, you have a pair of these, don't you?
Yeah, I need mine repaired.
Honestly,
I'm sorry, go
no,
ahead.
I was gonna say honestly, if I ever get a bunch of money, I'll probably still be looking like this.
Yeah. No,
Dog Martin.
also
Love you, brother.
Adrian, thank you. Adrian loafers for sure.
What the fuck is that? Can you look that up?
They're Doc Martens.
How do
They're
you
just
see
they're
that?
just like a loafer, like kind of looking shoe.
I just want to see how he spells it.
What were
How
they
is
called?
the breaking in on those? Because like they're low heeled, right?
Honestly,
Or their ankle.
it took me about a week.
Yeah. I just wonder because like docs are usually pretty stiff to break in, so I didn't know how painful that would be.
Don't worry about it, Bradley.
What were they
It's all
called,
good.
though?
No.
Adrian loafer.
Adrian.
Hey, it's right there. It's all the way down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no,
like that.
I seen you. You have a white pair?
Of black, but I wear white socks.
Okay.
Some people
Those be the shoes that Michael Jackson wore.
something like that.
Pretty clean.
Honestly, yeah, I'm not like too into like anything that's coming out right now in terms of like high fashion. I did like the latest Balenciaga Adidas collab, but that's like a can't talk about it now,
Well, let's get into it. Bradley, you don't know nothing about this? These fucking pedophile motherfuckers are running this.
Riley used to give me a hard time because he was like, "You don't know about fashion." And it's like, I grew up wearing fucking Levi's with Carhartt and Dickies. That was it. So I don't know too much.
Carhartt's a good brand. I love Carhartt.
I like Carhartt. Yeah,
love
yeah.
What did I
Carhartt.
say?
It's considered stolen
Carhartt?
valor now, I guess. Have you heard about that?
What?
A lot of people say like Carhartt's like stolen valor.
Fuck them. I love Carhartt. What the fuck do they even mean by that?
Basically trying to say that like if you don't like work on a construction site, like don't take our like.
Oh no,
aesthetic.
yeah, there you go. Because I work outside, so yeah, that's good. You fuckers shouldn't, unless you know how to use power tools. You guys shouldn't be wearing that shit.
I mean, I worked on a construction site for quite a bit. I was a foreman.
See, you earned it. Nah, I take back what I said. That's true. Fuck all y'all motherfuckers.
I don't care.
No, I don't either.
Now the Cat brand's starting to be involved with like skateboarding now.
The what?
Really?
Yeah,
What'd you say?
Cat, like CAT,
Like the tractor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's only a matter of time for John Deere gets involved too.
I saw like all these other like power tool brands are like making like Keurigs and shit like speakers for the house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Would this be a hype beast move if I had the money and I bought a Lamborghini tractor?
Do they have those?
Yes, they do, and they're really cool.
Google it.
Mr. Beast won one, so that's how I know.
think it's a hype beast move. I'm being completely
Because I
honest.
really want it just because it says Lamborghini.
That's how they started.
Yeah, they're a tractor
Yeah.
in like the 1800s.
Oh really? I did not know that. See, I kind of hate that term hype beast only because not because it's derogatory or anything, but I feel like if you
That third one is the one Mr. Beast got. That one.
that's kind of hard.
That's fucking sick.
But like what you like, you know, like
No, yeah, I'm not
do what
shitting on
you want.
anybody.
'cause,
Do what
like,
you want.
You know what I mean?
But it's fun to make fun.
I find myself doing that too. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I'm like, hold on. People have different tastes and different, you know, things that inspire them. So
That's true. I should take back everything I just said.
no, it's
I
okay.
was trying to be nice and spread love and positivity, and here I am talking shit.
It's all good.
You're right, though.
It's all good.
You know, if you want to wear Supreme head to toe, that's your prerogative. That's what you want to spend your money on. Do it.
Exactly.
Who gives a fuck? If you want to wear Carhartt, even though you don't work outside, do it, I guess. It's all right. You know. Balenciaga.
Real quick question. Sorry.
Balenciaga.
How do you feel about people that like have like okay, you know what? Better question. I'm gonna skip you. How do you feel about like people that like have like goth aesthetics but don't actually like practice like
Don't practice witchcraft.
You're not
like
a
what they-
practicing goth.
right,
You're
if
not
that
a
makes
devout
sense.
goth.
It's kind of a trend when they make it a trend. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
A poser.
honestly, I used to be very like bothered by it, only because like, and I hate to be like that girl, but I was bullied in high school for being like that goth kid. I remember being like bullied because I was reading the Marilyn Manson autobiography at school. I don't know why
Well,
I
it's a
had
good
it.
thing they did bully you. He's a bad person.
Man, at the time,
I'm just kidding.
at the time, that was my god. You know what I mean? But even then, like, the way, like, I would do my hair, the way that I would do my makeup, like, I was, like, 15 years old with, like, the full eyebrows and all the shits. And, like, I was very strange for that, and I stuck out. And then now it's aesthetic and it's hot. And
With Wednesday coming out?
everybody wants
Oh.
big titty goth girlfriends, and I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? But I just don't care.
They're pretty awesome.
I honestly don't care.
Get you one, people.
I genuinely am like, I like the music. I like the aesthetic. I like,
Yeah, the real or the real, you know.
yeah.
Hey,
But I mean, hey, essentially, the more basic girls that fall in line with this aesthetic, it just makes these things more accessible for me to find, whether it's like shops or online stores and stuff like that, because it's so accessible now. So I guess I win. Also.
That's dope. I like that take. But anyway, you want to get back to your Balenciaga? No, you're good. You're good. I really.
I want
wanted hear
to.
what
I
you thought.
kind of want to bounce off that a little bit.
Go ahead.
And I don't mean any disrespect. I'm not. You know, I think the problem with that is people like want to make that their personality. Like they want to follow that trend of being sad and like, oh, you see it like it's just
Oh,
people
most
like,
definitely.
why are you faking this shit? You can see it. Anyways, online, I'm like, that's the problem I have with all of this. Is there's people who try to just fake it.
What is
You know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell? You know when somebody doesn't belong in a certain thing, and
Right.
you're just like,
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing? But that's all right. you know,
Let them.
I'm like, huh?
Let them. It's fine.
You don't feel that way when you see the girls that bullied you. Like, what are you doing now? You guys are hating on it, and now you love it.
That's okay.
That's how I feel about podcasting, by the way.
Oh.
All these people talking shit about it, now they want to do one.
Exactly.
I feel like they aged worse than me, so I don't
Oh,
feel
you
bad
won.
about it. So
Balenciaga for the fourth time.
Balenciaga.
Can you tell us the story of what you've gathered?
Yes.
Shout out to all the QAnon people.
you should look at the Balenciaga stock market fashion show. Anyways,
I love it, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I think, and this is why I don't really give a fuck about what's going on right now. Like in terms of Balenciaga, I don't really think they did anything wrong, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Oh,
Here's
wow.
why. Here's why. So Demna is the head of Balenciaga right now. He is very, I'd say, left woke in terms of like, you know, creating and designing these runways. You know, so for the Balenciaga fashion show at the stock market, the whole purpose of it was like, we're going to do it at the stock market. We're going to be wearing bondage underneath the clothing. And it's basically supposed to represent like how the people that work at Wall Street have like this sick, twisted, like relationship with money and how they don't give a fuck about like anybody else. And basically he did it to make fun of the people buying his shit. So it's like, if you have that perspective, why would they try and like go in this like direction that's like,
Was it not weird that these little
and I will
kids?
say, spinning off of that a little bit, because that was like a really, like, there were like a lot of metaphors within that stock market show, and I know it was detailed enough, even with the sense of like, they pushed out air that was scented with like the smell of money.
right.
So like they actually like perfumed the air during the show, so that way you were smelling money as the models were walking. So they were very like detail oriented, and they really do like everything has intention behind it. So I will say art is very subjectable. So I feel like those photos that were released with like the paperwork behind it and stuff like that, with as much attention to detail that they follow, I really feel like
You think that
There was
is
a
a problem?
there was a piece of paper in it that was
I
like
really
a child
feel
porn
like
case.
shit slipped through the cracks, and I feel like somebody let it slide.
And there was kids in these pictures with alcohol, with the bondage bear. It's very
So yes.
well, high fashion.
however,
Fucking those fuckers are weird, anyways. All right.
Then,
Yes.
see, like the bondage bear, that was
It is what it
weird.
is.
It's weird, but I mean, it was more like
It's
the
edgy.
legal papers and like the books and shit that they found. But even in the books were like had work from an artist that,
That was a horrible. Those are.
and it's just dark art, you know.
So I'll touch on it if y'all want me to. The thing is that like, okay, so I don't know if you saw the rollout of this whole campaign. So at the beginning, it started with like 5 to 10 different images of kids from around the world sitting with their toys. And it was showing how like there was like the white kid from America, and he's sitting and he has like the whole room's filled with toys. And then there's a kid from Africa, and he's sitting there and he has 2 toys in front of him. And then there's a kid from like Singapore who has like 4 toys in front of him, and like but the whole rooms were different. Like, so obviously the kid in America has like the dope ass room, right? And then the kid from Ethiopia has the like this like shitty hut. So it basically, I think they were trying to push that, like, you know, how you grow up affects the way you are in the world, or that was at least the message that was presented, and that's what they said was the message. So then they did the rollout with the kids and the bondage bears, and I didn't really think anything of it, right? Because I'm like, you know, Balenciaga's been on this bondage thing for quite a bit. I think they're just trying to be edgy, but it's like, ooh, it's like taboo because it's like children and then sex, obviously. So it's like, you know, you could look at it from a pedophile perspective, but if you're just a normal everyday person, I don't really think you are looking that deep into it.
I don't think so. I think all the normal
Yeah.
everyday people were looking into it. I think you're opposite there, man.
Is this it?
I don't know.
Nah,
Though,
that's
man.
not it.
I think that it was in bad taste.
It's one of the bears, but the pictures were like
The
of,
kids
like, little
look
kids.
the kid looked weird and
yeah.
kind of out of it. there was alcohol at the table, man. I don't know where you're going, man. It's weird, dog.
So let me clarify. But basically, what I'm trying to say is like, to like when it came out and when I saw it, I was just scrolling through whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, it's Balenciaga, right? They're gonna do some weird shit. So I was like, whatever, cool. And then people started like pulling back, like, oh, there's a document on the table. Oh, there's like this in the back. But don't you think like at some point, isn't this just like getting a little too deep? Like, is it really that deep?
I think it might be. I really feel like with the fashion house as big as Balenciaga, those images have to be really like curated. The set design is curated.
I don't think multiple people saw
it
that.
takes a team. And
Right. But did you see that they hired a team to do this one?
Of course.
But either way, I mean, somebody in the Balenciaga fashion house would have had to still approve and review those images with like detail, even if they hired, like a production team.
Right. But I guess the thing that just doesn't make sense to me is like, did you see how far they went to separate themselves from Kanye? So it's like, if they're willing to do that, why would they so blatantly just let this slide?
Because they don't give a fuck. I don't know, man.
But also, with as strong as cancel culture is, why aren't all these celebrities that are directly tied to, besides Kim, there are more like Nicole Kidman and shit like that, why are they not speaking out against Balenciaga? Because people have to feel like passionately about this, and there really are not a lot of celebrities that are speaking out about this.
They're all in the pedophile ring, man.
If we're gonna get deeper, Nicole Kidman was in Eyes Wide Shut, and she has never spoken about that deleted scene.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling us about
What happened with that?
So, Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick, genius director, right?
Yes.
No studio had really told him how to make his film. The way he shot it was the way he really intended it to be. But he did Eyes Wide Shut, and when he showed it to all these executives, they watched it, and when they walked out of the room, they kind of pretty much, this director, they kind of like didn't approve of the movie, so they suggested to him that they take out 25 minutes. And he was like, no one corrects my movies. And then I think like within the next week or so, he died. And since there was no one to tell them, they took out that 25 minutes that they suggested that was taken out. So
What happened when the scene?
I mean, is that what you're
I
talking
wanna
They were
about?
talking about the industry, weren't they?
Yeah,
They were talking about.
Was it part of that orgy scene? Is that what
I
it was?
believe so.
But it had something that just pretty much.
But we don't know what exactly
Was it children?
taken out.
I don't know. I don't.
we
I
don't know.
I say.
That's where it is.
But essentially,
go.
like nobody from the film had ever spoken out about it. Nobody has ever come out to like reveal what it was. They have all just been like.
But it's
wild.
weird.
It's been decades.
But it's kind of weird because I think the year when he was making this, he won the D.W. Griffith Award, which is like a lifetime achievement for a director.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and he even told Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, because it took a while to make. And so when they were making it, he asked them to promise him, don't do any other movies until it's completed. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird things about it.
Got you. I got to do some deep diving into that.
You can.
It's scary.
But I understand because you know, there's that high fashion culture in the world, and you kind of know it. So I understand why you're saying what you're saying, but it's fucking creepy, dude.
No,
It's-
100%. I'm not taking away from what it is.
it
It
is,
definitely is wild, and I don't have an explanation.
I think
for
it should be taken more seriously. I think all these people should be like, hey, they're easy to
So my
go
question.
against everything else. Well, why not this?
My question for y'all is, okay, let's play devil's advocate here. If it is that serious, do you think Demna had a vision for what he was trying to allude to in terms of the people who consume his
Seems like it.
stuff?
I mean, maybe he's trying to call people out, but also it might not have been direct enough, and it just translated as being in very poor taste, and now they're paying the consequences for that.
100%. Did y'all see that thing about Naomi Campbell? She was like, basically, they like a bunch of stuff came out about how she was like best friends with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh yeah, she was on that list that came out.
Well, she wasn't just on the list. She like hung out with her like literally 24/7.
Wow.
It was wild. And now I only say Naomi Campbell because we're on the topic of fashion right now.
Yeah, you see, you have these QAnon people ranting on about crazy shit, and then this happens, and you're
Right.
like, oh, well, there might be some things going on in Hollywood,
Exactly.
obviously. Everybody's
Yeah,
known
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. But fucking kids, man, come on.
And I want to just clarify real quick. I don't want to say that I don't believe any of this or that it's not that serious. I'm just saying that I think there's more than what just meets the eye. Like in terms of everything we're being presented on social media, I think there's definitely some things that we're not seeing.
Yeah, they'll. I think a lot of things that do happen behind doors, it's in our face. We just don't. A lot of people are blind to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there's signs of a lot of these things. I mean, like even like going back to Kubrick. I mean, if there is a so-called Illuminati, I think there are signs. Like you could tell in his films that there's a lot of. Like I think he's trying to tell people. He never told people like out loud like what certain things were.
Right.
Because in film there's always like the adrenochrome, so called.
Yeah.
Because that's taught in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and even in a Clockwork Orange, which I saw for the first time.
When they drink that milk?
That's technically what that is. So
Yeah, it's like, what is it? It's like pure
It's adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yeah.
from baby's blood or whatever.
Well,
Supposedly.
well, in Fear and Loathing is different. Don't disrespect my
Well,
movie.
they-
It's just
they-
blood.
They don't.
It's just blood.
They don't say
It's
what
just
it
blood.
is. They don't.
It's not kids.
True.
Just blood.
They don't say what it is.
Yeah.
But these QAnon freaks and all these people are like, these elite people drink baby's blood to stay young and all that.
Oh yeah.
Ever heard of spirit cooking?
What the hell is that?
I don't even know if we can talk about that. Supposedly it's like what these celebrities get into.
Spirit cooking.
Spirit cooking. Supposedly it's like they eat. It's like cannibalism. But
I figured.
yeah, something like that.
Who knows?
But now
These
we're
rich
bringing up
freaks.
Pizzagate and all this type of stuff. Did you see a judge ordered like Epstein's documents from his court case and Ghislaine's court case to be released to the public?
It should be. It should have been a long time ago.
They say it will literally like end a bunch of governments.
It's not going to do anything, but yeah, it should be. These people all run the fucking world, man. Look at all these crypto people dying right now.
Yeah,
that's
wild.
fucking. That is
wild.
fucking weird.
No,
man.
it's and you know how it's like nobody's talking about it unless you're like in these like subgenres in Reddit or if you're like on that like TikTok. Like
Billionaires. Just,
I'm
just
talking
dying.
like, and it's not just like one or two. It's
I
like
think today they were saying one was supposed to get on an airplane with his family,
yeah.
but they didn't go, and it was just him, and he ended up dying today.
There's
or
been
yesterday.
like 4 this past week.
Dudes who are like running that. That's a whole nother fucking thing. The
That's
FTX
wild,
thing.
too, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, they should release that shit though.
Shoot.
If it does happen, a lot of celebrities won't be loved anymore.
Yeah, I already know quite a bit that I was kind of like, damn.
Anthony Kiedis is on there.
I saw like
Yeah.
Chris Rock. Naomi
Chris Rock.
Campbell.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Oh, also the guy who did Friday. What's his name?
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Yeah, he was on there too.
You'd be surprised. I mean, hell, there's no telling.
I'm just saying this because I'm wondering. I wonder how many of them flew out there just to hang out with rich people, saw it, and didn't do anything, but came back. And
So
like,
that's what I'm wondering too.
but that's equally as bad because he saw evil and you didn't do anything about it. That's just as horrible as doing the evil.
Okay, but then again, like, you know, we got to bring this back to like, you know, human beings are like, you know, it's just like kind of in our nature to be like, look out for ourselves, be kind of selfish, you know.
I
Do you
get
think
it.
like maybe like they actually have that like advantage, or they have that like, you know, that's proof on them that they were there, and they were like, "Hey, if you say
Yeah.
anything."
Sometimes I wonder if that's why certain celebrities disappeared for a while. Like Chris Tucker, we didn't see for a long time.
Until recently, huh?
Yeah. So
After Rush Hour.
So I don't know if it's like when these certain celebrities, got a part of that life and they realize what this is wrong, and that's why they never got work anymore. I don't know. There's no telling.
Did you hear about the I don't know if you watched David Dobrik or anything like that, but did you hear his story about like his Illuminati experience? Mm-hmm.
Isn't he a piece of shit too?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. Everybody's fucking horrible. Other than Mr. Beast.
How are you gonna feel when they say your boy's on that list? Hey, you know who I'm talking about?
I would like to believe he's not. I think he's...
He is though.
Who we talking
Trump.
about? Oh, I thought you were talking about Rogan. Yeah, I know he's on that fucking... He ain't my boy. I just like the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pictures. There's pictures with him and Jeffrey Epstein. You know, so
a lot of those girls that like went to trial are saying like I want to say like 4 out of 5 of them or some crazy number like that. Don't quote me on this, but they like specifically pointed out Trump.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Rogan though.
No,
I'd be devastated.
I'd be so bad.
I bet you they do try to compromise him every fucking day of his life, but
Oh yeah,
I think he's too.
You also have you seen like?
I mean, Elon Musk hung out with Ghislaine.
Did he really?
I don't know if they. I know they had like some sort of interaction. A lot of
I
people
thought they
like
were
to,
just at a party together.
Yeah, a lot of people like to point that out.
I don't know. I'm not.
Can you imagine
I'm not
meeting her
any of
though?
these people.
Can you just imagine being at a party and she's there,
It's fucking wild.
and you get wind of like things, and you're just like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I don't know, man.
Apparently, they just moved that operation to Puerto Rico. That's all they've done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. There's an operation
We can
going
go down
on.
the rabbit hole.
No, I'm just saying, like, here's what sucks. Because did you listen to the Neil deGrasse Tyson, Theo Von?
I did not.
That's a good episode.
And
And
I
the
didn't
Rogan
even
one.
know that
Those
was.
are-
I saw the Rogan
This
one,
week.
but
So
wait.
Theo Von was talking with him about like trust in the government agencies and
Uh-huh.
the FDA and all that, and Neil deGrasse Tyson's like, yeah, if we don't trust it, then bad things can happen, and there's legitimate reasons why that these agencies exist, and that like there's good people working for it, and they're trying to do good for people. He was talking about big pharma or pharmacies, not big pharma. Like with the vaccine, they're like legitimately trying to help people and all this. And he was like, we got to trust these agencies. And I want to agree with that. And then I heard that there was fucking scientists hanging out with Epstein, like on the list.
Yeah,
So it's
it's
like
fucking wild. Have you
everybody's
seen the
fucking
shit he's into?
compromised, dude. He's like, you can't trust anybody.
he was on some like Genghis Khan shit. Like he was like he was like sexually like turned on by like the idea of spreading his DNA as much as possible. This is like, and then he was like consulting with scientists to try and figure out how to accomplish that, like in the like most widespread thing possible. And then then there's also other things that like are all speculation that are like, oh, he was on some like adrenochrome and like a bunch of other type stuff.
What's weird is I think the one that freaks me out the most is Woody Allen.
Don't tell
Didn't
me.
he marry his stepdaughter or something?
Well, yeah, there's that, but he did a movie called Manhattan, and in the movie he like tries to date a high schooler, but the girl that the school that girl goes to in the film is the school where Epstein like taught. So I was like, how far does this go back? Because supposedly like
It's been going on
It's
forever.
been going-
though.
Have y'all seen the Epstein documentary on Netflix?
No, I'm not gonna watch
Check
that.
it out.
I have actually.
Check it out. It's
Yeah.
weird. Like a lot of, and I don't know if you know, but like a lot of the things, like all his stuff was fraud. Like he never was anything. Like he
That's what
didn't
a lot
have
of people
money.
say.
He didn't have degrees. He didn't have anything. He just kind of like
Which makes it even more ooky
fraudulent
spooky
made
that
his
he
way.
was
Yeah.
put in the top position like this.
I think
Right.
Ghislaine was the true master.
Well, her dad was big into media in Britain or some shit like that. He
Yeah,
was
they-
a big empire.
They were intelligence.
Her brother is in it.
That's what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to infiltrate
Governments.
governments, people that move the culture.
Yeah, I mean, it's still happening.
Yeah.
It just moved on.
So then that brings me to the question is like, okay, so you see the people on the list. Are we going to be upset at the list, or do we want more answers in terms of like, okay, were these people like not knowing of what happened and then brought there to party and then like split something in their drink and then we took pictures of them. Now we have this on them. You know what I mean? Like how much of those people that were on that list wanted to be there and did the shit that they wanted to do?
I don't even know if it matters. They
so?
probably knew what was going on.
You think so?
Yeah, there's no way they didn't know.
I don't know.
It's because
like
those guys are fucking horny drug addicts.
I think
so
that, yes,
of
but
course.
I think it's 50-50 though. I think that like there's definitely people with power that are into some weird shit, but I also think that there's like people that have power that, you know, there's no other way to get them to do what you want them.
Look what they try to do to Rogan. That's what they do. They try to do hit pieces on you. That's how you know who didn't fucking go to the island. They try to, he's a racist, he's this, he's that.
That's why they hate Rogan so much, because there's no one that controls him.
He can't cancel that fucker.
I don't know.
He was the #1 podcaster in 2022. Just throw that out there for you hating motherfuckers. He can't. They tried. They tried with the N-word, and they tried with the vaccine, and that's what I think. That's when they go after people. It's because they're not going to be.
So what do you think about
complacent?
This new Kanye shit?
Like which one?
Like how he was talking about how his trainer was.
That's even fucking creepier, man.
Was like military.
They were like
for
dosing everybody, right?
For Canada, and he worked on like MK Ultra and shit like that.
It's what I told you, man. It's like he had an opportunity to do, be legit and valid, and then he just fucking was Kanye. If he hadn't been crazy about it. He might have got some traction, but he was the Jews and all this and that, and I'm like, you fucking idiot.
And then did you see not the Lex Friedman, but the Tim Dillon, and fuck Tim Dillon.
Whoa!
Tim Dillon's a fucking racist piece of shit.
I love Tim Dillon. That's why I like him.
What happened between him and
Ben?
Yeah,
he's a racist piece of shit. I don't know.
Between him and who?
His producer Ben Avery.
Yeah.
Imagine it's hard to work for that motherfucker.
Tim Dillon was at the fucking...
Why do you not like him?
Tim Dillon was at the fucking November 6th. I mean, February 6th. What do you call it? When they were trying to take the Capitol.
We're not talking about the same person. Tim Dillon?
Tim Dillon, yes. Tim Dillon,
comedian,
the guy who...
Fat, gay, white dude.
Oh, my God.
Alex Jones?
Yes. Hold on. Back up. I'm so sorry.
We're talking about the wrong
I'm so sorry.
motherfucker.
I love Tim Dillon. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Tim Dillon,
I'm talking about...
Alex Jones? Or
not Alex Jones. I'm so sorry. What's his
Tim
name?
Pool?
Tim Pool. Yes. Yes. Sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I love Tim Dillon, and I really... I want the chance to work with Tim Dillon, so please... edit that.
No, I'm not gonna edit that.
No, Alex Jones. It's kind of crazy right now how he's kind of a part of the Austin comedy scene. Like
Is
right
he?
now, I mean, because he'll randomly he'll randomly show up at Kill Tony.
I mean, because he's friends with all of them.
Yeah,
Shinzurogi's. What's your deal with Tim? I don't know nothing.
Tim Pool. I'm sorry.
Timcast, like the podcast Timcast.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about it.
So he was on. That was the wild part. Rogan let him on like a shit ton of episodes.
I think they're still friends.
I thought was weird because then they had the girl from that she was the head of Twitter for quite a bit.
Oh.
They had her on, and then they had Tim Pool there. And for a while, I was like, damn, Tim's making a lot of good points. I was like, this is.
He was kind of getting on it. Right?
Yeah, for cancel culture and everything else, right? However, I think he fell down the rabbit hole himself, but to the point where it definitely showed he was being super racist, and it showed where he was just basically on some other shit. Like he did the fucking Capitol riots. He fucking...
he's pretty right wing, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but he was like far right, like on some like neo-Nazi shit.
Our anniversary's coming up, January 6th.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're going out there or what?
No, that's treason. They all should be hung. No, I'm
think
just
so?
kidding. No, they should be they got prosecuted. So
So, are you for more or less government?
less government.
Yeah?
I don't even think the government should exist. It's all been fucking. I don't believe in anybody. I don't trust anybody.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I saw this thing the other day. It was like if you line up like 3 generations, America's only like 3 generations old. Like literally, like if you took a human that lives to 100 years old, it's only 3 people old.
Yeah, a lot of old people's great grandfathers are like born in the 1700s.
Yeah, it's wild, and that's like the thing is like, do you think we're at the start or the end of a falling empire?
It's either or. I don't know. It's definitely, we got to fix some things before. I think it's been infiltrated and it's been, there's been a lot of collusion and fucking bullshit, but I think people are getting sick of it.
Most definitely.
I think we're the greatest chance the world has. I really do believe that, but you know, I've seen people talk about that. Like, they're like, "What are you guys doing? Because if America falls, what is the rest of the, you know, all these little countries gonna?" They're like, "You guys can't fall. We're dependent on you." And I'm just like, I think we're not entirely a free country, but we're the freest country in the world, and I think we have the greatest democracy and the greatest chance at. I think this is the greatest country ever. It's a lot of things wrong with it. There's a lot of.
But I think we have more problems than like any other nation. But I think most of the problems are due to like
what are you talking
racism.
About? We're not beheading women for not wearing a scarf.
No, hold on. I think that what I'm saying, I was trying to back your point. I was trying to back your point, basically say that like, you know, there's a lot of things that do need to be fixed, but I think that the majority of our problems stem from race, and I think that like.
I think
the other countries don't have those same problems that we do. So it's like, you know, it's easier to divide us. It's easier to, you know, get subjected into like, you know, talking points. It's easier to like, you know, be split into like essentially 2 different nations, and you know, other countries don't have that, and then other countries don't have the like you said, other countries don't have those same rights as us. So it's like, you know, when people want to compare, I saw this the other day. It was like, the people that say like America is like so shitty are the same people that like wouldn't survive in another country.
Yeah, they're a bunch of commie losers. Fucking.
I don't know about
I don't rock with it, man. I that's one thing I will just like. I mean, we have an equality in a lot of things, but we also can go to the store and get groceries no matter what you believe in, what your faith is, your color, your skin, or your sexual orientation. You know, you can go to school, you get free education. I know a lot of people don't take advantage of that.
Yeah,
and this is a great country. I think the things that people like to point out that are bad, I think that's what makes us good. I mean, we can work on that and make it better.
100%.
But
I think that you know, as time goes on, we'll either smooth those things out or we'll just collapse.
We're here for the party, man.
I'm here for it, man. I love Tim Dillon's rant when he was talking about the end of
I love it too. That's what I mean.
End of America.
It's like a Sunday after a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, but I say that too. Like, if we fall, what's gonna happen to the rest of the world?
Yeah. 100%. I saw that like there was somebody in the UK was talking about their like problems in terms of like, you know, the gap between the rich and the poor, and they were saying like, we give a lot of shit to the US, but like people don't realize how big the US is on like an economic like forum level. Like, they're basically saying like, if the US falls, the rest of the world is fucked too. Like, it's like basic, but it's and vice versa. If any other country falls, like, we're gonna feel it for sure, you know.
Yeah, but you know, Ukraine's fallen, and we can go to the store and get.
I mean more like China, Russia, you know.
That's why we need to move factories over here and be more self-reliant.
No, don't move those factories over here. I don't want fucking $9,000 iPhones, bro.
Yeah,
sorry.
You'd rather kids work on them in slave conditions.
Look, it's crazy that you even mentioned that, because you know, did you see the the riots at the Apple factory?
Yeah, I saw that they were like, getting. Oh, I thought they were like beating them because they weren't working or whatever.
No. So basically, there was like, it's fucked up because it is corrupt. But basically, the people, they live there in like dormitoriums, but they're allowed to leave to see their families and stuff like that. But, you know, if there's like any sort of like like suspicion of COVID traces, then they'll lock it down. So they said that there was, but people are saying that there wasn't, basically just trying to make them work. And so they tried to break out. So, you know, it is a fucked up situation. I was just joking about the $9,000 iPhones. But, you know,
it's not all rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
no,
black
it's
and
not.
white.
It's not.
But I still do think this, you know, well, that's one thing that gets me going when people start talking about this fucking country and how, especially people that live here, like how shitty. I'm like, oh
yeah.
my God, you motherfuckers. You have no idea.
100%.
I've never been to another country, and I know, like, I'm fucking super fortunate to be here. Could have been born 12 hours that way, and life would have been
right. I'm
super
so sorry
fucking
they
different.
keep blowing on my phone. I'm just gonna sell them. I'm doing something.
The podcaster's on his phone.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
sorry, y'all. This is so
Jesus.
Did you see that press conference? I guess that soccer player for the U.S. I guess Iranian reporter called him out, saying that he misspelled Iran, which is, he said it Iran, but he was talking about, like, so how can you represent the U.S. where there's trouble with racism and, you know.
Yeah.
An Iranian was asking this?
Yeah, and I don't know who it was, but pretty much what he said was, you know, he's been around the world, and from the looks of it, you know, everyone has their problems. And that's what he said about it, was just saying how not everyone gets to have a lot of great, you know, opportunities, and it's not equal everywhere too.
That's the thing, is a lot of people just like to point the finger. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's also like, that's the problem with like cancel culture, is a lot of people like just want to feel like they're a part of something, or feel like they want to toot their own horn and say like, you know, hey, look at what I'm doing. But I mean, hasn't like how do y'all feel like when y'all see like, you know, videos of people giving like money to homeless, and it's like, just do it. Don't record it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of that same attitude with like cancel culture. It's like, if you don't support something, just do it. You don't have to like make it known to everybody, hey, like, look at me, I don't support this. You know what I mean? It's like, just do what you do. It doesn't have to be for likes. It doesn't have to be for like recognition by other people. I don't know.
I feel you.
I'm just like, fuck it, bro. And the shit going on with the World Cup it's pretty fucked up too.
Like all the people that died building that stadium.
Yeah, or like the fact that they're like arresting people like wearing like you know, rainbow flags in the crowd.
Well, I understand why people are wearing them. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But why the fuck would you go there when they told you not to wear it and you
I think
fucking wear
it's
it?
in protest. It's in protest though.
That's how you get Brittany Griner, man. They're gonna fucking behead you.
No, I think there's just too many of them. They can't do anything. Also,
I mean, I understand the cause. You know, I'm with it. I support.
yeah,
It's just that's the fucking last place you want to go do that shit, dude. Come on.
yeah. But I'm with you. It's just like, you know, some people got to make the sacrifice to do it, and this is where the fucking woke social justice warrior comes out of me. Is like, you know, somebody's got to say, fuck it, I'll go to jail, I'll be the like sacrifice for, you know, so that other people know that their voice is heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Like if that's
What you got for me?
link it up, the Bluetooth
Oh
to
yeah, that's right. Oh,
go to the settings, like on the bar. There you go. Connect it to the Rodecaster Pro. Is the blue thing?
yeah.
Turn it off and turn it on. The Bluetooth. Right there, it says on. Just turn it off and turn it back on. There you go. It's connected. Now press connect.
Do I have
Go up to that top part to the left. Oh, you missed it. Go
Especially
back.
from living abroad in the past
There we go.
years and
It's connected.
having to fit in different cultures and kind of assimilate into different cultures.
Support the Iranian.
My bad, yo.
First of all, you say you support the Iranian people, but you're pronouncing our country's name wrong. Our country is named Iran, not Iran. Please, once and for all, let's get this clear. Second of all, are you okay to be representing a country that has so much discrimination against black people in its own borders?
My apologies on the mispronunciation of your country. Yeah, that being said, there's discrimination everywhere you go. One thing that I've learned, especially from living abroad in the past years and having to fit in different cultures and kind of assimilate into different cultures, is that in the U.S. we're continuing to make progress every single day. Like you just educated me now on the pronunciation of your country. So yeah, it's a process. I think as long as you see progress, that's the most important thing.
First of all, you said
Love it.
That's dope.
Love it.
That's
Makes
dope.
me
And I
proud
have
to be
that-
American.
I have that conversation a lot with people. Is like they're always like, do you think that things are changing, or do you think that this country just sucks? And I'm like, I feel like there constantly is change in the right direction. It's just a struggle because we have like these people that really don't give a fuck. They like we just said, they wanted to just show that they care for whether it's like just trying to show everybody that they're like, oh, look at me, I care, or whether it's the people on the super far right that are just like racist and don't want change. So it's definitely a struggle, and especially when like there's people like us. I don't know how y'all feel. I know that me and you kind of see similar eye to eye. It's just where like we don't really associate ourselves with like either side. And it's definitely hard to like navigate through that, but I think there definitely is progress being made.
Yeah, people seem to think I go on one side, but I believe I'm a libertarian. I've told you that. I'm like, I'll fucking do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But he's right, man. It's I don't want to live in another country. I'll tell you that. I don't think I want to live in another country. I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't want to live in a place where I can't criticize the government and then fucking get jailed or die. That happens a lot. And I think you can go to jail for that. I think people went to jail for talking shit about the Queen.
Yeah.
In England. Like,
But I feel like that's slowly what we're moving towards with cancel culture.
It is, and that's a fight. That's scary. That's
It is. 'Cause
terrifying.
I'm like, y'all need to like wake up. Do y'all not realize like this is how like utilitarian governments start? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you have like people like Tim Pool who could have been good for the cause, and then
Just went like down this
fucking
crazy
want to be
road.
living on the fucking edges, and like just kind of people need to stay in. That's why I like Rogan. That's why I love Rogan. He pulls everybody in and talks about everything, no matter what.
Yeah.
I try to go off that. That's what me and my stepdad were talking about. That he's like, don't let them don't make them label yourself or something like that. Like, I don't want like, these people want to label you this, that. You kind of like have to fight these. That's like the fight. Like, hey, no, we're all Americans. We're all human,
Right.
in this together, kind of deal.
Right.
We're all Lovetteites trying to make Lubbock great. Let's not worry about who's this and that.
Do you feel like even like labeling yourself libertarian is kind of like labeling in itself?
Yes. But I have to, because people think I'm this or that. I'm like, no, what the fuck?
It's a struggle.
Yeah. I tend to. My conservative friends think I'm liberal, but my liberal friends think I'm conservative.
Yes.
But then it's not just like political, but like I get told that I'm not Mexican enough.
Same.
But when I hang out with my white friends, I'm too Mexican.
Exactly.
But when I hang out with my Mexican friends, I'm too white. Mm-hmm. So it's like in situations like that, you never win.
I feel like that's good though, because like I like what Elon tweeted the other day, and I don't really agree with a lot of stuff Elon does.
Shout out to Elon.
Shout out to Elon. He said he was like, the day I start getting attacked by the left and the right, I know I'm doing something good.
True. I have to give you two stories of why I'm clarifying what I am, because
Go ahead.
I won a bottle of whiskey from this contest, and the person who gifted it to me gifted me a bottle called Old Republican, and she was like, I feel like you're an old Republican, so here you go. And I was like, okay. And I was at the bar like 2 weeks ago, and I was with this guy, and we were talking about these mutual friends we had, and they were like, some reason I got brought up in that conversation. They were like, I bet Roy voted for Trump. And I'm like, you don't fucking know me. I didn't even vote, motherfuckers.
Right,
like,
right,
God,
right.
I would never vote for that man.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoy him, I would never vote for that man.
He is funny. He's hilarious though. He's a comedian for sure.
He's the problem I have with him, Tate, and Kanye. They're antagonistic,
Yeah.
and I can't
yeah.
rock with that
That's what I'm saying,
they're
like-
doing it for reactions, you know.
Did you see Kanye went and tried to meet with Trump?
And Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Nick Fuentes was until today, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know till like. Well, actually, I knew who he was. I didn't know too much about him till like about maybe 3 days ago. I like did it like a deep dive into him, and I was like, damn. Anyone who's ever worked for Breitbart is a piece of shit. I'll just say that.
Did you listen to Matt and Shane Secret podcast? Yeah, Shane Gillis. He's my favorite comedian. They have a podcast. They were talking about that kid, and they're like, it sucks for that kid because he's like 23, 24.
Yeah.
They're like, it really sucks for him because he's going to get older. He's going to be like, what the fuck did I say?
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, I can't take that back. His life's ruined. you know?
Right. That's why I feel
It's
bad
like-
about what I said about Tim Dillon. I meant Tim Pool.
Yeah, that was a big fuck up. But
I feel like,
right.
you know, in the future, when we're both big, I feel like people are going to take that clip and
If I ever get to meet Tim Dillon,
you're going to show him the clip? Yeah, hell yeah. Hell
yeah, I would
yeah. I
love
think
it.
he would laugh, though. I think
yeah,
he's the type of person that
he's
would
a
laugh.
funny motherfucker.
Hell yeah. I
that
love
guy.
Tim Dillon.
I will say I do think history will maybe repeat itself, and
Yeah.
that's why I love history. And like what I do think with this next election, you know, Trump's getting involved, and you know, the Republican side, it's either Trump or DeSantis. I really think that, you know, it's going to be where that vote's going to be split.
Yeah, Trump running
So they're
against
gonna
fucking
have to go
DeSantis.
for-
Yeah,
Trump.
It's fucking that, but it's the same thing that happened with Theodore Roosevelt and what was his name? It was President Taft.
Yes.
They ran against each other. Where Theodore ran again as an independent, separated those votes, and then the opposite party ended up winning. It's going to be the same thing.
You think so?
I really think that the Democrats will.
Yeah, because Trump can't admit
Yeah.
that he's not the shit anymore.
Yeah.
It's DeSantis. DeSantis is the boy.
I haven't really paid attention too much, and maybe just because I've been trying to keep my distance from politics for a while, just for my sanity. But I don't know though. Who's running this country right now?
Not Biden.
That's what I'm saying. There's no
Not
way.
Kamala.
Have y'all like seen like you could? And a lot of people are like, oh, he has a speech impediment. No, he's definitely processing things at a different rate because he's talking about like this isn't a speech impediment. He's talking about X and we're talking about Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
This
out
is
of
not-
there. He's
it's
fucking
like-
out of there.
Did y'all ever see the Easter Bunny thing?
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
was weird.
It was weird.
They just went and grabbed his ass.
Yeah, like
Well, you didn't pay attention in the midterm elections.
Yes, I did. I did.
Well, that's what happened. Is DeSantis is the
I didn't
new-
pay attention to I guess the Republican side of things. I was really I know you
I was ready for that red wave, baby.
You're hating. You're gonna hate me, but I was hoping my boy Beto would come through on this one.
That's when you said I wasn't going to bring that up, but now I am. That you were like, people want to be online. I was like, here's your chance, because the governor race is direct vote, like popular vote.
Yeah.
Here's your chance, you people who want to be all online
Yeah.
and talking about shit.
Yeah.
Nobody voted. It was like less than 10% of like this age group voted in that fucking. I was like, yeah, you guys don't really give a fuck.
voting don't exist, bro.
In this sense, it does. Not the presidential
I
election.
also kind of took what Trump said like into more consideration. You know, at the time I just hated him because he was racist. But like when he was like, "Oh, if people can get out to protest, they can get out to vote," and I was like, I kind of thought about it for a minute. I was like, well, just during this midterm, and I was like, damn. It's the people that, you know, I'm on Twitter with that are talking about Beto this, Beto that are not getting out to vote. You know?
I didn't trust Beto too.
I think I cut this part out. I'm with you because I can't vote for Abbott. There's no way
Yeah.
in hell. But I don't like Beto at all, man. That dude is a fucking loser.
Why?
He's a fucking loser, man.
He, I don't know. You can't tell everyone you're going to take away their guns and then say, "Oh, I never said that."
I don't know, but he's lost every race he's been in, dude.
Yeah, he has. He has. I think he has a better chance of winning the presidency.
He's a
than winning.
square, man. It's like the president race, man. They could have chose somebody better to run for fucking Democratic. in Texas, and they probably would have fucking won. He was like, let's make a list of who voted for Trump. I was like, that's some communist shit right there, dog. What the fuck is wrong with you?
For a while, I was kind of like feeling her only because like I felt like there's very, very few people in politics that I think are like for the people. And I think she showed a lot of signs of like not really giving a fuck. And then like I saw like she was doing Twitch stream, and then I saw she was doing like selling like tax the rich shirts for like $80.
Oh, that dress she wore. That was really expensive.
So fucking stupid. I kind of got the Twitch streams though, because you got to get like the youth involved or whatever. But like the tax the rich T-shirts for $80. It's like, really, like, where's this money going to? You know what I mean? It
makes sense. That's why I don't even fucking believe in politics. It's all bullshit.
I don't know. I'm pretty sad about my boy Bernie, if I'm being honest with you.
I was gonna say that too. I was like, that was the one guy that could have shook this country up and maybe made it better.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna allow that motherfucker to come in and do what he's gonna do.
Hell yeah.
I would have voted for his ass.
Yeah, no, 100%. Really, and anyone who screams like I don't fuck with socialism, like they really don't. I don't think they really understand that like more than half the benefits they get are because of socialism. Like 100% college, the fact that we get to take out loans, fucking, you know, when veterans get to go to college for free, fucking food stamps, fucking, like, there's so much like that's ingrained into our everyday life that we don't even realize. Like literally fucking roads, using roads, that's fucking socialism.
Social security.
Yeah, 100%.
That's gonna be gone when we're older.
Yeah. But who knows? I think once you get to that level, I mean, all these presidents say we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but who knows? Once you get in, you probably majority of the time can't even do what you say you were going to do.
It's not enough time. There's too many.
Yeah,
it's all split up, man. I don't know. It'll be interesting in the presidential 2024, man.
Who you got?
DeSantis. I think he has a chance to win, because God knows who the fuck. If Biden runs, fucking
it's
DeSantis.
Just Kamala. And essentially, that's just the same person versus the same person, if we're being completely honest.
But Kamala has the worst
approval rating
from any
sucks.
vice president.
But I think, like, if you think about it, it was a well calculated like decision. If you're being honest, I mean, because like, look, we're in like the era of Trump. You know, at the end of the day, we gotta find somebody that appeases the left, which would be a black woman, and then we gotta find somebody who appeases the right, which is Kamala Harris. You know, because I mean, at the end of the day, she's like super strict about, you know, policing,
weed and all that,
and she hates weed, and you know, I think she was the right pick for like everybody in a sense. But I do understand the approval rating. I don't like her. I don't know. It's dope. We got a woman president though, or a woman vice president.
Technically.
It's not even. I don't even care that she's a black woman. She just sucks.
Yeah.
It could have been a dude, and I would say the same thing. She sucks.
Yeah.
Biden isn't even there. Who the fuck knows where his brain's at?
100%.
It just sucks that those were our two options.
I also saw this thing. It was like Trump voted like Democrat his whole life, and how he wanted to run as a Democrat, but he couldn't because he missed, like, I don't know, he missed some deadline or something like that. And so he was like, fuck it, I have a better way of making it in the Republican Party, and I think I have a better way of like articulating what these people want better than the rest of these people.
He's pretty good at that.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like he didn't even really care about the party. I think he just really...
He doesn't care about anybody but himself.
No.
He tricked a whole bunch of poor white folks who are probably going to get shit on more than anybody, which really sucks.
He sure did. And it only proved, the other statistic was like businesses thrive the most under like Democratic presidents. And that was like a wild thing that I saw. I was like, what the fuck? Because like, you know, you're taught in like college is like, you know, Republicans are better fiscally, and they, you know, give tax breaks and a bunch of other shit. But it was like our economy thrived better under like Democratic, you know, like presidents. And I don't want to sit there and say like that's the case. I just think it's an interesting fact.
It's weird how things work, man.
Sure is.
Damn it, I forgot what I was about to say. Fuck. Guess it wasn't that important.
Just get ready for that recession coming.
It already came. It's already happening.
Yeah, it's here. So I have somebody, and I'm not gonna say her name. I don't want to, like put her name on the line. But she works for a bank in like a huge bank in Dallas, and she was saying how she gets like weekly reports about like what's going on in our economy. And basically, like, the biggest thing she took about, like, was, like, all the TikTok information you get about how, like, the recession's here, y'all better save up for some assets. Like, she was like, that's not necessarily what's happening. There's definitely a recession, but it's going to be, it's not a full-blown depression, like, where, like, everything gets hit. She was saying it's going to happen in, like, waves. So, like, there's going to be a bunch of industries that thrive and then a bunch that, like, technically just, like, go down completely, and it's just going to constantly, like, fluctuate. She was saying how, like, the weekly reports show that, like, obviously housing is going to get hit, obviously, vehicles, obviously, like, a bunch of other stuff, but I don't think it'll be as bad as people are, like, trying to make it seem on TikTok. I think that, like, a lot of people are, like, just trying to find ways to make money. So they're like, it's going to get bad, let me sell you this course,
You're getting your economic advice from TikTok. Jesus.
Well,
Jesus, man, that should tell you enough right there.
Well, I feel like I'm on like this side of TikTok where it's like hustle culture. So then you obviously get those people that are like, oh, look, I do e-commerce, come buy my course. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, they're bullshit. And it's like, hey, you can find all that shit on YouTube and they're just trying to sell it to you for $1,500. But it's like, I think that a lot of people are subjected to that information just as much as like all the fake shit with like during the election from Trump in 2016, on Facebook when they were getting all these like fucking this fake news, I guess fake news, as he calls it.
Get off the phone, people. Jesus. It's just too much information going on.
Hell yeah.
Live your life. Go to work. Love your partner. Find something you love. Love your neighbor, I think if we live, most Americans live like that anyways.
Yeah.
Just, there's a lot of shit out there, man. I don't know. But I am hopeful for the future. I don't think it's as bad as people say. I don't know. We could, unless we all start firing nukes at each other, which could happen. But
yeah,
I think until then, until that super volcano erupts, I think we'll be all right.
Oh, the one in Yellowstone?
Yeah, we'll be all right. Dylan, you got anything else for the people out there, man?
Check out podcast. There's a lot of stuff coming. Like I said, I don't want to put too many details out there, but I do have a lot of surprises coming for y'all. I love Tim Dillon. And thank you guys for having me.
And you're going to burn your Balenciaga, guys. Bradley, got anything else for the people out there?
Do I? Look, starting my film soon. It's been a process, but it'll be out there soon.
Jennifer?
I have no words.
Lords of Film resumes probably when this comes out, so be on the lookout for that. Pirate Radio Launch Our Sports Podcast. I think I'm going to start Snakecast again, so check us out on patreon.com/snakepitstudios. Sea un hombre. We'll see you guys next time.